Hello, everyone. I just wanted to try to do a real quick video here of the saw that I had traded the 450 in for, which is the 460. Um, it's really no difference, just a little different shape in the how this right here is designed. And I took this off so I could clean out around down in here, you know, cleaned off all this stuff down in here. Try to keep everything clean. When you've got this expensive of equipment, you want to try to take care of it. It's got the patented X-TORQ engine on it. It does have an adjustable oiler on it. That screw right there, as you can see. And it tells you which way to turn it. When you flip the saw on over, it shows you exactly which way to turn the screw to adjust the oil flow. Now, I've already had to flip my bar. I've used the saw a few times. So I have flipped the bar over. Got a towel on me so I don't get stuff all over the place. It's got a I've got the 24-inch bar on it, which I like. I haven't really noticed between the 20 to 24 that it actually pulls the power down. So I'm just going to leave the 24 on there for a while, see how that works out. Now, there's the, I guess, failing spikes, dog spikes, whatever people like to call them. It's a pretty good size for this saw. I mean, you can see them things, they're pretty monstrous. It's got 1, 2, 3, it's got 4 of them sticking out there. It actually has come in handy. I'll take the saw and I'll set it down on a log, and I'll just let the front of the bar go around like this and just kind of feed like I've seen a lot of people do. And, it doesn't vibrate, nothing like that. It actually runs really nicely that way. Now, I'm going to turn it around this way. And if the camera will pick this up, I may have to... Alright, y'all hold on a minute. I'll turn this down. It's too bright. Right here. On the top of this air filter, if this will pick this up, I don't know if it will, because it's the way it's stamped on there, it's kind of hard to make it out. But it says on here, when I read it right here, it says made in Sweden. Okay. Then, while I was cleaning out from underneath my intake cover, I noticed that it says on the actual intake cover of the saw itself right here, made in Sweden. How about that? And the reason that I'm pointing that out is because there's so many arguments that this chainsaw is nothing but a Poland. First off, why would the parent company buy out somebody and then let them make their saws for them and give them a bad name? That's just a new one to me. Right here, I come over and I look at the... I can't get it around there now because of the light I'm using. Turn it this way. Gives you the serial number, model number, and all that stuff on the saw. Husqvarna AB, which is spelled with a Q. You come right here and you look, it's Husqvarna, spelled with a K. Sweden. They're not going to put a tag on these things with this saying made in Sweden, this saying made in Sweden, and the cover saying made in Sweden if this thing is made in the U.S. This saw was manufactured in Sweden. So I just wanted to clear up that silliness and this nonsense that this is a Poland chainsaw, because first off, it couldn't be, because it's look at it. It's not a Poland saw. Just because they bought them out doesn't mean that they are who they bought out. That's just not the case. It's nonsense. So I just wanted to make that clear. Now, turn it around here, show you my chain, show you the bar. It's 24-inch. Saw is pretty heavy. I really like this saw though. I mean, it cuts great. It's got a lot of power. I think I'm going to have, after I get it broke in, the 10 hours, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the carburetor looked at to make sure that it's adjusted like it's supposed to be. I think it could use just a tad bit of opening on the high side, which it opens up and runs great. There's no problem with the power or anything like that. I mean, you just pull the trigger and it runs. But I'm just going to check and make sure that it's opening up to its full potential, so that way I don't want any carburetor damage or anything like that. So, all right, let me show you a little thing here. This decomp valve, decompression. Make sure that you push that down whenever you start to saw. It makes it so much easier. And there's your safety for your trigger. You got to have that pushed down and then pull the trigger up for the throttle. You have your primer. Make sure that you use the primer. I don't know why my camera's being so stupid. Make sure that you do use that. You don't have to press it 1,400 times like I've seen some people on here with a new saw. They just keep pressing. They tell you in the owner's manual how many times to press this. 5 times. That's plenty. Here's the choke. Right here is blue lever. Pull this blue lever out. That's wide open. And then whenever it starts, you can go like that right there and kill the fast idle down once it starts. But you got to push this in once it starts right at first. Here's your stop switch. You push that down. And they say, I haven't really paid attention. That's the stop switch right there. Yeah, you pull the choke out, the stop switch automatically comes up. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Now, as far as oiling that needle bearing on that output shaft, that's the craziest design I think I've ever seen in my life. Why on earth they would make that thing to where you got to oil it the way they have it set up is crazy. But then again, that does make a person, have to take off the clutch cover, clean out from underneath there, and get all that built up sawdust and oil and all that gum and residue junk, all that stuff out of there. So that is a good idea. I guess the way they set that up to where, like, well, you have to oil it. So while you've got that off, you can go ahead and check and make sure everything's clean. Make sure that your bar's clean. The oil hole on the bar itself, make sure that it's clean. And that's pretty much it. There's really not a whole lot more maintenance to this thing. Just make sure you keep all that down in there clean. And you'll be like, oh, you've never used that saw before. Yeah, I have. I've used this saw, quite a bit in the last 2 weeks that I've had it. And, I mean, you can see in here that there's a little dust right there. Got a little dirt on it right there. So, yes, I do use this saw. It's very, very nice saw. Very well balanced when you've got it on a log. It even cuts limbs well. It's not, I mean, it's a big saw. Yeah, it's heavy. But on the same token, it's well balanced. And I like a heavier saw because it's easier to control it once you get it on a log of some kind. So, I mean, I'd much rather have a saw of this weight. If you got any questions, let me know. I'll answer them the best I can. I'll do what I can. I do a lot of research myself, so I try to find answers if I got a question. I don't care to ask somebody. Most of the time, I don't ever get an answer back. A lot of times, I don't even get questions on my own videos, seldomly, but it is what it is, I guess. I try to help people out the best I can. So, anyway, like I said, just wanted to do a little quick video and try to show the saw. Let me see if I can get that in there. If you've watched all the way to the end, I don't know if you can see it at this angle with the way the light's shining on that or not.